Dead Island 2, a game that I have been waiting for a long time. I actually went to the WASD event in London earlier last month and got to get my hands on it a little bit early. However, we weren't allowed to record anything and we weren't particularly allowed to talk much about it. What we got to play was very bare bones. But the game's finally released and I've played a good 4 hours of it and, well, I have a lot to talk about. Dead Island 2 focuses on you in LA, stuck in this zombie apocalypse where everything has gone to pot. You boarded a plane to try and get away, but it was shot down by, well, I'm assuming the Americans, because who else would shoot at their own people? God. Upon crash landing, you have survived along with a few others, one being a very rich celebrity. You take cover at her house and that's where you make your base, going around and talking to different people, getting missions and, well, using it as a place to come back with. There's some really cool additions that this game adds in. Something, for example, like building weaponry, putting together certain parts that you find around the world, and boy, there are a lot of collectibles and things to pick up. Forging your own weapons to make some really creative destructor sticks. And that's kind of what everything is in this. Guns are much later in the title and you're going to be spending a lot of time using melee weapons. And that's where this game really shines. Dispatching zombies with pretty much any way that you can think of. From using snooker pools to machetes, using bricks that you find on the floor, or electrified swords. I adore it. And the physics in this game is fantastic. The bodies are able to be torn apart from a full human down to just the bones in the most satisfying and gory way. Dead Island was always known for its gore, and this has taken it to another level. But hey, I've played through this quite a lot. I thought I'd get someone else's reaction. Someone that's never played a game like this before. So, Knight, have you ever heard of the Dead Island series before?
No, I haven't.
Well, it's like a first-person zombie game, and the Dead Island 2 was announced like 18 years ago, and it's only just come out. Because that's how developers work these days.
Taking their time, aren't they?
Yeah.
It does look very pretty.
It is a pretty looking game. So essentially you can find like so many different type of weapons. Like there are guns in the game, but you don't really use that many guns to kill the zombies. At the moment I'm in a garage looking at some things.
It reminds me a lot of Left 4 Dead, actually.
Yeah, I mean it is co-op as well. It would be a fun co-op game to play, to be fair. So yeah, I found myself a battery thing to repower the gates and get in, because essentially I found like a billionaire woman and her sex slave who invited us into her house essentially. But we need to get there. So yeah, these are the zombies. And I'll see if you notice my favorite part about this game.
Jeez.
You love gore, don't you? You absolutely love gore. So I can imagine this being your kind of game.
Yeah. This is like a PG, is it? This game.
Yeah, and if you like look closely, right? So they've added this in. Look, you can start to deform the bodies. So see how he's like a human. Oh look, his guts are coming out now. Oh, and if I keep punching, oh look, now you can start to see his. Oh look, his cheekbones just come off. He's basically turned into a skeleton now.
Oh.
How impressive is that though? Like the deformation of like the human body.
Yeah, I mean I like that animation with the lower intestines. They're good.
And I think I do actually have fists of steel as well. I'm able to just punch through this person's complete flesh and skin until they are nothing.
Are they people, or is this one of the...
These are the undead. These are zombies.
Are they just like I feel like nowadays there's so many different types. There's like fungusy zombies and there's sort of like bitey zombies. And
so where I'm in the story at the moment, it's not explained like why the virus, it's kind of in the middle of the viral outbreak. So we're escaping on a plane and then someone on the plane got bitten. Oh no. So then the plane crashes and then we survive the crash. I did actually...
And you're in a forest of cannibals, right?
Oh, no, that's the forest. That's the forest. That's the other one. So I'm in this millionaire's house. We're currently in Bel Air in LA. So where all the rich cunts live.
Looking for the prince.
Yeah. And he might be in here. Oh no, he's been turned into a zombie. What a shame. So there are different types of zombies. There's like fast ones and there's normal ones.
I hate.
So I'm currently playing as Amy, who's like a Paralympic champion. So you can see why I've got like a prosthetic leg every time I kick you. You might notice that.
No, it isn't.
But there's like every weapon in this. Oh yeah, I for some reason I thought hitting a glass case would be a good idea. It set the alarm off, so I had to turn that thing off because it attracted all the zombies. Yeah. And then my weapons break, because all the weapons break and you sort of can repair them and do different things with them as well, which is quite fun and interesting. But I kind of resort to fists a lot of the time because it's quite satisfying. You love gore. You really love gore.
Horrifying.
It is. They've done a good job of being disgusting.
Yeah. So is it a story-driven game, or is it just like sort of sandboxy?
It's story-driven in the same way that, like, I don't know, Fast and Furious is about family. It's really like a very loose story just to, you know, find a medium of you slaughtering zombies in the most gruesome ways and like chopping their bits off and drinking energy drinks, I guess. Because I think everyone that survives in a zombie apocalypse, I think in canon, in real life too, will all be gamers. So that's why they just drink energy drinks.
So can you get infected?
I am infected. So the story is that I get bitten at the start, but I survive. So they're like, whoa, why am I immune? You know the story of The Last of Us? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that not?
So you get those little card things are like upgrades. So I unlocked this flying kick thing that you saw me just do. It was really ineffective, I can't lie.
So it's like The Last of Us, but rather than you being the child, you just decide to hack shit apart.
Yeah, and kill guys that wear really trendy like tracksuits and stuff. Because of course we're in LA. Where else would we be? Doing a bit of hacking and slashing. I actually did in a little bit because they take quite a long time to get down, these guys. But I think I do actually like work out the best way of killing these zombies, which is probably not what you'd expect. So essentially, if you go for their ankles, because of the deformation, right, you can chop their ankles off and then they just can't move. So you don't even have to kill them. Look, so I've got his ankles off. I'm just like ankling them in like one hit now, and they're just like going down pretty much straight away. But yeah, they will crawl after you.
Oh shit.
What do you think of your combat? What's your thoughts of the combat?
It's cool. I like the cutlass.
So yeah, this is a machete. So they've got like a whole crafting thing in it, because of course they do, because it's a game in 2023. So I've got this machete here, and then I found a mod where I can sort of make it electrified, which is quite fun.
Well, I touched batteries to it, and then
yeah. See, look, it's all sparky now.
Does it actually do anything, or is it just visual?
Well, I guess we'll find out, because I think I go out and pretty much test it straight away, because why would I not do that? So I think this is a zombie in a bin. It might just be a homeless person. You never know in LA, I think. Yeah, it's pretty effective, that thing.
This does seem strong. So is there like an aim other than just like murdering lots of these things? I assume there's not any like building or anything.
No, there isn't building. It's all like the maps are all pretty set, and it's like it's not really open world. It's kind of linear. Oh, there's a guy on a chairlift if you're interested.
Oh, he doesn't look infected.
No, so this was a mission where he's like a celebrity, like a John Wayne type that's like stuck in his mansion, and I've come to help him. But he has to get down in his chairlift because he's a bit old and disabled. You'll like this bit, actually.
Like you.
So this is I walk into an influencer house. Look, they got a merch meeting, 24-hour stream. So I get really angry and destroy their stuff because YouTubers.
Influencers, isn't it?
I think that's one of them on the floor there. Just beat a dead body up a bit. Oh, look at that deformation. Isn't that cool, though? It's really satisfying. Don't you feel satisfying by beating dead bodies?
What is the point in cash?
I think you can buy stuff and mods for your weapons. Oh, look, there's an apology script.
An apology script.
One thing I was like unsure about the apology script is that I'm assuming someone's supposed to be reading this, but their microphone, which is a Blue Yeti, is like 50 meters away, which is not going to be for good sound quality. So yeah, I find another one of the influencers and I break them up. So we actually have like a safe house of the billionaire and her sex slave, and we sort of like can buy stuff there. And yeah, I just threw a golf club at her head because I thought it was funny. You want to be on an episode of Little Shit and go bowling in the influencer's basement?
Oh, they actually fall over. I mean, that's it's good.
There's very nice glugging sounds in this, by the way. Have a listen.
They are very throaty, aren't they?
It's a nice glugging sound. I really satisfying glugging sound. No,
You
I
set that on fire.
so yeah, but I'm not entirely sure, like, because I don't have a lighter or anything, so I'm not quite sure how to like, get right behind the zombies and just try and chuck it at them. But then
Why are they
I
not
think
moving?
there we go, my sparky one sets it up. I blew up the car as well. So it's like kind of effective, but then they just walk through it. He didn't
He's not even on fire.
No,
like,
that guy just did not care at all. He was just not having it. Fire is not his speciality. So, overall, what are your thoughts about Dead Island 2? Do you think it looks interesting?
I think it looks good. If you're one of those sort of Nazi zombie fans that just
If you're a
wants to
Nazi,
attack
is that
them.
what you're saying?
yeah, then I think you would like it. But
But you're not a Nazi.
I think the variety in content is lacking.
Yeah, that is probably the main point.
So is Dead Island 2 a success? Well, I think it's a bit of a mixed bag. Of course, I've only just sunk my teeth into the game and there's so much more to explore. I do fear, however, that people can get tired of the repetitive gameplay. Whilst it does have some beautiful graphics, some very satisfying combat, and some gorgeous gore, I think that's where the limits really stop. If you're really heading into this for a very immersive game with a really interesting story, with missions that seem unique to each other, Dead Island 2, at least at this point in time, doesn't seem like it's offering that, but I still think there's a lot to explore in Hell A. Why do they call it that? That sounds so stupid.